Sup nerds, I just woke up from my BT13 pre-release and I'm going to go over my pre-release deck profile with you. So starting off with our Tama, for the most part these were all vanillas. The Kiaramon came up once, but everything else is basically a vanilla most of the time. I also pulled a King Drazel, and because I pulled a few Royal Knights I actually chose to put this in. Don't do that. That was a huge mistake. I'm pretty sure every time I hatched King Drazel I lost the game. I did get to play Royal Knights for pretty cheap, but like you stop drawing cards because you just run out of hand advantage super fast if you can't Evo. So yeah, don't put this in your pre-release deck unless you pull like 15 Royal Knights and a bunch of draw cards. On to our rookies. We got a blocker and another blocker. All of my rookies are 3 cost to play, which is pretty cool. And then we got this guy. He has an on deletion, draw 1, trash 1. That was pretty nice. And then this guy has an on play of giving one of your purple Digimon Retowel. Then we got this dude. When attacking, both players draw a card. Cool, I guess. This dude can make one of your Marcus Damons a 3000 DP Digimon for the turn. I actually did pull a Marcus Damon from our pre-release deck, so that's the reason why I have him in here. And that actually came up, I think, like two times total, which is pretty nice. Then we got this guy who's a vanilla, but if you have X antibody, he gets 1000 DP. This guy, once per turn when a card's moved from your security stack, gain a memory. I think that may have came up once. This guy who has Evade as a rookie. Cool, I guess. And then this guy, he's just a 3 cost on play, draw 1, then trash 1. We did have a total of 10 rookies in our deck. I basically built this to operate kind of like a zoo deck where I can just hard slam stuff, assuming that I hatched King Drazel really early in the game, but it can also like build into stacks. On to our level 4s. This was actually really good. On Evo and on play, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3000 DP or less, and then the heritable is on deletion, draw 1. Then we got 2 4 cost to hard play blockers with 5000 DP, not too bad. Then we got this guy, on play and on deletion, delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. So we actually have a lot of like removal, like little baby removal in this set, which is pretty cool. Then we got this guy, his effect came up multiple times. When attacking, trash top card of your security stack to minus 4000 DP on something for the turn. He killed a lot of very small bodies, and the inheritable also came up, 6 or fewer security cards in both players' stacks, minus 2000 DP when attacking. Then we got this guy, same effect as the rookie. He's a vanilla, but then he has an alternate effect as an inheritable to give you 1000 DP if you have X anybody. Sunflowermon, it's a 4 cost to hard play champion. Same with this, 4 cost to hard play champion. And then for our 10th champion, we actually put this guy in. His on play is draw 2, then trash 2. That's why he's in here. You can also delete a level 3 to reduce his cost by 4, make him a 2 cost. 10 champions. 6 to hard slam, King Sukamon. Everything else is a vanilla. I didn't use any of the other effects. Then we got 7 cost to hard slam. Has barrier, but I never used that effect, so he was a vanilla basically. I used this a couple of times. 7 cost to slam, and then on play, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon with 7000 DP or less, and until the end of your opponent's turn, one of your opponent's Digimon doesn't unsuspend. I did that quite often to buy myself a turn, or like force one of their megas to like just, if they had swung on my security, just not unsuspend so they couldn't do it again the next turn. And I could potentially out it on my turn, because unless it had reboot, it would still be suspended on my next turn. Then we got this, which was effectively a vanilla. 2 of her. We actually did pull a Yoshina Fujita, however you say that. I don't think I ever played her off of this effect. It was nice knowing I could potentially play one of my memory setters that I put in my deck for free. Same with this guy. I think I may have played my Marcus Damon for free off this guy one time. And then we got these guys, blocker. This guy gives an reboot as an inheritable. The on deletion effects, like the floating effects, never came up. And then our 10th ultimate, this guy, he has blocker as well, and then you can delete a level 4 to reduce his cost by 6 to make him a 3 drop. I played him just because I could reduce his cost to put another blocker on my field for pretty cheap. On to our megas, which, spoilers, they're all Royal Knights. We pulled a Dynasmon. Really good to see early to dig into your Royal Knight. The on plays reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add 2 cards with Lucemon in their names or Royal Knight in their traits, and then trash the rest. Then your turn, when you play another Digimon with Lucemon or Royal Knights in its traits, delete all of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. Then we got Jessmon. This guy put in a lot of work. The on play / win Digivolving effect is choose any number of your opponent's Digimon whose total DP adds up to 6000 or less and delete them. And then for each of your other Digimon in play, add 2000 to the maximum. So what I would do is I would set myself up with a kind of a wide board, and then I would just either hard slam this guy or Evo into him, depending on if I had a King Drazel in my raising area or not. And I'd be able to pop like 3 to 4 bodies on my opponent's field. He was really cool every time I saw him. I really liked it. Then we got Lord Nightmon. Still kind of salty this doesn't evo on yellow, but whatever. The on play / when digivolving is you can return, there's no loose mons in this set, so you can return a Royal Knight in trait from your trash to your hand. I did that a couple of times. At one point I actually returned my level 7 back to my hand, spoilers, after it was checked in security, which is pretty nice. That game actually, my opponent checked, I'll go ahead and show you guys. I pulled an Omnimon. So my opponent checked my Omnimon in security with a 14,000 DP Digimon. It died. Next turn, I believe I evoed into this and added the Omnimon back to my hand. And then a turn later, I evoed into the Omnimon and delete his other Mega that he put on the field. Pretty nice. The Wombos. And then there were a few times where the opponent's turn effect came up to where, like, when they swung, it actually passed turn because you gained a memory for each of your Digimon with Royal Knight in their traits. So bare minimum, if he's on the field, you gain 1 memory when your opponent swings. And then our last Mega, Alphamon. On play / when digivolving, you can place a Digimon card with X antibody, Royal Knight, and its traits in the sources. And then all of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 10 or higher can't attack until the end of your opponent's next turn. Pretty nice for stalling. And also his all turns effect is really cool. When an effect would remove this Digimon from the battle area, you can return a card with X antibody or Royal Knights and its traits from the Digivolution sources at the bottom of the deck to prevent that from happening. You can actually keep King Drazel from sucking up your Alphamon by bot decking whatever's underneath him, which is pretty cool if you just want to have a body stick if you have a King Drazel out. On to our level 7 Boss Boy Omnimon. We were lucky enough to pull a secret rare out of our 6 pre-release packs to build our deck. The effect is on play / when digivolving, you may delete one of your opponent's Digimon, so anything, or you can play one Digimon with the Royal Knight's traits and different names from the Digivolution cards of your Digimon in the breeding area without paying their playing costs. Then, if you do that, you trash the Digimon in your breeding area, and then all of your Digimon gain rush for the turn. So basically, you just swarm the deck. This is like the win button for the Royal Knight deck. I was really close to popping off a couple of times with this to where I actually got that effect, and like it wouldn't, like playing him wouldn't pass turn, and I could just like swarm the field with like 3 or 4 bodies. Unfortunately, we never got there. This deck just, you don't have enough draw power to really see that combo consistently, but it was a cool thought. Popping bodies effect is the only thing that I ever really did with him, which was really good. And then onto our Tamers, we pulled 1 memory setter, sets you to 3 at the beginning of your turn. The other effect never came up, so we're not even going to talk about that. And then 1 Marcus Damon, also a memory setter, but also on play you can suspend him, and then when he's suspended all turns, you can minus 3000 DP one of your opponent's Digimon, and if you have an Agumon or a Greymon in play, you gain a memory. That actually came up multiple times because we are playing an Agumon and a Rise Greymon. And then onto our options, I regret playing one of these, the Waltz End option. Don't put this in your pre-release deck. I was under the false impression that I would have a Mega on the field way more often than I actually did. I should have just cut this for something else. But the effect is main until the end of your opponent's turn. One of your Digimon gains opponent's turn when this Digimon becomes suspended. Delete all of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost less than or equal to this Digimon. And then also opponent's turn, this Digimon isn't affected by your opponent's option cards. Really cool effect, but literally never came up. I only saw it a couple of times, but it stayed in my hand the whole time, so don't play this card. Security is delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest play cost, which is nice. It's free removal in security, but yeah, don't play this card. This was a mistake. And on to our last 2 options. We actually pulled 2 Final Shining Bursts, one of them in a pre-release pack. Pretty cool. The effect is main, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 12,000 DP until the end of your opponent's turn. Then you may play 1 Marcus Damon from your hand without paying the play cost. So if you have full combo with the Marcus Damon, because he suspends himself to minus another 3k, you can minus 15k total. Then the securities activate the main effect. This got checked in security a couple times and took out Megas. Don't regret playing that. Overall, I had a great time. I do regret playing King Drazel. That was a mistake. Every time I hatched him, like I said, I'm pretty sure I lost that game. Despite playing, like, I ended up playing, like, Royal Knights and stuff for really cheap. But you just can't finish the game because they get sucked up every turn. And without consistently, like, seeing Omnimon, like, you're just not going to win like that. So don't do that. If you haven't had pre-release yet and you pull King Drazel and a few Royal Knights, don't be tempted. Don't be tempted. It was a mistake. Having said that, though, I actually wasn't intending on building a Royal Knights deck this format, or at least didn't really have any plans to. And after playing with a few of the Royal Knights and King Drazel in the pre-release, I 100% want to build that deck. That seems like a very fun deck to play. So be on the lookout for that deck profile. I'll probably post that at some point in the next couple of weeks once I get my case in where I have all the cards for it. But I did get all my cards at the pre-release for Shine Greymon Burst Mode, so expect that deck profile very soon, as well as deck profiles for numerous amounts of decks for BT13. So stick around for those. And I do appreciate you guys stopping by. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy seeing this kind of content and want to come back for more. But until next time, see ya.